mengenai IO, production house dan lain sebagainya. Yang kedua. Yang ketiga bahwa perusahaan bola itu merupakan salah satu perusahaan yang umurnya paling panjang di dunia ini. Kita bisa melihat di klub Indonesia saja pun banyak kelas sepak bola yang sudah berdiri tahun 1928, 1933, 1943, jauh sebelum kemerdekaan. Sampai sekarang masih ada. Apalagi didukung dengan modal yang cukup besar dengan dari publik, maka kami sangat yakin bahwa kami bisa bertahan dengan jangka panjang. Jadi merupakan salah satu perusahaan yang bisa dibeli untuk long-term investment.
Ya, nanti malam kita akan ada pertandingan yang big match ini kayaknya, ya kan, antara Persib Bandung dan juga Bali United. Ya, sukses untuk kedua tim.
Ya. Good luck, semoga fair play ya pastinya ya.
Amin.
Itu kemenangan Bali.
Oh, betul. Sip, kalau gitu, Pak Yabes terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Nanti malam mungkin kita ketemu di area VIP ya, karena kita juga masih akan nonton pertandingannya. Siap kalau gitu. Thank you, Pak Yabes.
Hari mulai gelap. Sesaat lagi pertandingan antara Bali United menjamu klub bola asal Bandung Persib akan segera dimulai. Area stadion pun mulai dipenuhi oleh supporter dari kedua klub. Kami berdua mau siap-siap nonton.
Hey,
wah,
pertandingan big match akan dimulai antara Bali United dengan Persib.
Euforianya udah kerasa banget ini, udah nggak sabar pengen liatin lombanya.
Orang-orang udah pada mulai masuk, dan kita juga mau masuk sebenarnya.
Benar, ini pertandingan yang harusnya seru banget ya. Kalau gue sih akan dukung BU, Bali United.
Ya.
Mudah-mudahan menang. Lu dukung mana?
Kalau gue dukung tim yang mau menang aja.
Iya benar. Yang paling penting ini permainannya nanti fair play sih sebenarnya.
Siap, itu yang paling penting. Pertandingan berjalan dengan lancar dan semua bisa menikmati pertandingannya.
Sip, mantap.
Oke, sebelum kita masuk, terima kasih Anda sudah menyaksikan Hangout dan sampai jumpa di program Hangout berikutnya. Kita nonton dulu ya.
Bye.
Nah.
Ministry of Trade ensures that basic food stocks are safe for the next few months. Indosat recorded a solid financial performance in the first half of 2021. Hello, good evening viewers. Market Headlines is ready to provide you information from the business, economic and capital market sector. And as the pandemic is still going on, we will provide you the latest COVID-19 information. And please stay safe by taking some simple precautions, such as physical distancing, wearing a mask, avoiding crowds, cleaning your hands, and having less mobility. And with me, Fajar Wayong, this is Market Headline. Ministry of Trade ensures that basic food stocks are safe for the next few months. In addition, the Trade Minister also stated that the price of basic necessities was ensured to be stable. The Minister of Trade, Muhammad Lutfi, has ensured that the stock of basic commodities is safe for the next few months. With the availability of basic food stocks, Lutfi asked the public not to worry about the shortage of basic ingredients during the ongoing PPKM period. In addition to ensuring safe stocks, Lutfi also ensures stable staple prices. The price increase occurred in red chili and curly chili due to seasonal factors. However, Lutfi ensures that prices will stabilize again when the harvest season arrives in August.
Bapak dan Ibu, kalau kita lihat semua harga barang-barang sebenarnya baik. Kalau kita lihat seperti gula pasir itu stok cukup, beras cukup 17,4 bulan, gula pasir hampir 3 bulan, minyak goreng hampir 2 bulan, tepung terigu juga semuanya dalam posisi yang baik dan cukup.
Lutfi appealed to the public to pay attention to market and supermarket operating hours when PPKM was implemented, because there was adjustments to operating hours in each market in the region. He also asked the public to remain obedient to health protocols when shopping at markets or supermarkets. From Jakarta, Rizka Ayu for IDX Channel. The Minister of Cooperatives and SMEs, Teten Masduki, continues to encourage SMEs to enter digital platforms through marketplace and e-commerce. It aims to increase the existence of SMEs in the midst of pandemic. The current pandemic has caused SMEs to experience a decline in demand, which has impacted on the decline in SMEs turnover. To keep the hopes of SMEs afloat, the Minister of Cooperatives and SMEs, Teten Masduki, continues to encourage SMEs to enter digital platforms through marketplaces and e-commerce. This is seen as able to increase the existence of SMEs in the face of a pandemic. Teten said e-commerce transactions during the first quarter of 2021 reached 548 million with a value of 88 trillion rupiah. No wonder the government is still focused on increasing SMEs entering the digital platform by as many as 30 million businesses in 2024, as well as improving the structure of the national economy with a contribution of SMEs to GDP of 57% and absorbing 96% of the workforce.
Kalau kita lihat datanya, terjadi peningkatan transaksi di e-commerce itu tadi ya, dari 2019 sampai 2020 secara year on year meningkat 29,6% ya, di kuartal 1, dan di kuartal 1 2021 BI juga mencatat tadi transaksi e-commerce mencapai 548 juta dengan nilai 88 triliun. Jadi masing-masing meningkat 99% dan 52% secara year on year. Saya kira ini cukup.
To boost the development of MSMEs, the ministry continues to assist SMEs in developing online learning media. Moreover, the government has also compiled a roadmap for digitizing SMEs, with a target for digital SMEs in stages from this year's 13.5 million to 13 million in 2024. Jakarta, Idea Firmansyah for IDX Channel. The Ministry of Finance is finding strategies to boost the economy by the end of 2021. This is in line with International Monetary Fund that cut Indonesia's economic growth projection in 2021 from 4.3% to 3.9%.
The International Monetary Fund has revised down the outlook for Indonesia's economic growth to 3.9% in 2021. This projection is 40 points lower than the estimation in April 2021. The Fiscal Policy Agency of the Ministry of Finance stated that the risk of uncertainty is still very high with the existence of the Delta variant, so that it overshadows the economic recovery. This risk is not only overshadowing Indonesia but also all countries in the world. Head of BKF, Febrio Nathan Kacaribu, said that Indonesia should be able to learn from the experiences of the various countries within 1.5 years of the pandemic, where recovery will occur if accompanied by proper health care.
Kita tahu bahwa itu akan terkoreksi, namun kita berharap agar PPKM darurat ini menyelamatkan masyarakat kita dan bisa secara efektif kita lakukan sehingga dampaknya terhadap perekonomian juga bisa relatif terkontrol. Saat ini outlook terkini yang kita pakai adalah 3,7 sampai 4,5% untuk pertumbuhan seluruh tahun 2021. Ingat ini kita tinggal 2 kuartal lagi. Jadi 1 semester lagi kita berharap masih bisa 3,7 sampai 4,5%.
Febrio said that the government continues to strengthen health and social protections policies by continuing to increase the budget allocations for economic recovery program in the state budget. IDX Channel reported.
And moving on to the global update, Sony Interactive Entertainment announced that PS5 has sold through more than 10 million units globally, beating up its senior PS4. In the other hand, stock trading ape Robinhood just launched IPO at Nasdaq and collected $32 billion. More stories on today's International Minute.
Pfizer Incorporation has raised its 2021 sales forecast for its COVID-19 vaccine by 29% to $33.5 billion. The company believes people will need a third dose of the shot developed by German partner BioNTech to keep protection against the virus high. Pfizer published this morning on its website the second quarter of 2021 earnings presentations and accompanying prepared remarks from management. The company posted second quarter 2021 revenues of $19 billion, which reflecting 86% operational growth. Robinhood, whose stock trading app has surged in popularity among retail investors, sold shares in its IPO at $38 apiece, valuing the company at about $32 billion. Ahead of its Nasdaq debut, Robinhood priced shares at the low end of 2021, the $38 and $48 range. The company, which will trade under ticker symbol HOOD, sold 52.4 million shares, raising close to $2 billion. Robinhood had become a central gateway to the markets for young and first-time investors. The app offers equity, cryptocurrencies, and option trading, as well as cash management accounts. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced today that its newest generation game console, PlayStation 5, has sold through more than 10 million units globally since the first launching on November 2020. PS5 is the fastest-selling console in the company's history and continues to outpace sales of its senior PlayStation 4. Alongside revealing this impressive milestone, Sony also shared sales figure updates for a number of most popular PlayStation games. Spider-Man Miles Morales has now surpassed 6.5 billion units sold to the consumers. The Center for Disease and Control and Prevention, or CDC, said on Wednesday that 66.6% of U.S. counties has transmission rates of COVID-19 high enough to warrant indoor masking and should immediately resume the policy. The transmission rate was up from 63.4%. In total, 49.9% of the U.S. counties have high COVID-19 community transformations rates, and 16.7% have substantial rates, and CDC said. The CDC reversed its mask guidance policy for vaccinated Americans on Tuesday. IDX Channel reported.
Market headlines will be right back. Stay tuned.
Jangan biarkan kota ini mati. Kita hanya diminta berhenti sejenak. Demi kehidupan, kita bisa lalui pandemi ini bersama. Patuhi protokol kesehatan 3M. Semua wajib pakai masker. Awali hari Anda dengan beragam informasi bisnis terkini yang kami kemas dalam berita teraktual dan berkualitas. News Screen Morning menyajikan informasi ekonomi, bisnis, dan keuangan. News Screen Evening mengulas seputar ekonomi makro dan mikro, fiskal, moneter, dan sektorial Indonesia. Market Headline menayangkan berita ekonomi dan bisnis dalam bahasa Inggris.
Indonesia received
Saksikan program-program berita ekonomi dan bisnis terkini langsung dari sumbernya, live hanya di IDX Channel. Your Trustworthy Economic, Business, and Capital Market Channel.
Sukses itu bukan destinasi, tapi self-improvement. Jadi sedikit demi sedikit kita bisa improve dan kita bisa ada pembelajaran.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered a community solidarity movement to help each other. Various initiatives were carried out in the midst of the government's limitations in dealing with the pandemic that had occurred for more than a year. The COVID-19 pandemic has triggered a movement of solidarity to help each other. Various initiatives were carried out in the midst of the government's limitations in dealing with pandemic, which had been going on for a year and a half. Some movements are done virtually, such as free doctor or psychologist consultation services. Likewise, public figures who provide free advertising or endorse services for small business actors affected by the pandemic. In addition, fundraising and basic food assistance were also carried out for people who were in self-isolation. These various actions are a response to the government's slow, ineffective, and confusing policies that encourage people to act spontaneously on humanitarian grounds. However, the government still needs to encourage these grassroots movements. This is done by acknowledging and facilitating the existence of volunteers and helping prevent abuse and fraud. IDX Channel reports. In the midst of a surge in COVID-19 cases, most COVID-19 patients without symptoms and mild symptoms are forced to self-isolate at home. Other difficulties are also felt by residents affected by the pandemic. Even so, solidarity actions continue to emerge with the aim of helping others. So what actions of solidarity were carried out? Let's check the list in the first graphic. We can see the community solidarity in a virtual basis. Free doctor consultation, free endorsement for business, donate money and basic necessities, free counseling service, fundraising, and also socialization related to COVID-19. And seeing the number of COVID-19 patients is surging, a doctor in Yogyakarta, Rio Pungki Irawan, opened a free medical consultation. And the idea for the health consultation service started with main friends who are in isolation at home. He was also contacted his fellow doctors to ask for help, and there are already 30 doctors who work together with the medical consultation services spread across hospitals in Yogyakarta, Jakarta, Bangka, Batam, and Medan. Not only virtual, solidarity movements are also carried out non-virtually. We'll see some of the action in the next graphic. So community solidarity non-virtual, PPE manufacturing, provide a place for self-isolation, public kitchen is provided, oxygen cylinder loan service, coffin making, and ceremonies and funeral. And solidarity action also came from a group of the solidarity movement of 1 million antigen tests for Indonesia. This group provides free oxygen cylinder landing services for COVID-19 patients in the greater Jakarta area. The implementing team for the solidarity movement, Arif Bobil, said in a day as many as 40 sets of oxygen cylinders along with regulators, nasal passage, and other tools were borrowed by residents in need. So from these various solidarity actions, which sector dominate? Let's check the answer in the next graphic. So the sector dominates the social solidarity, health sector by 53.5%, and then logistics 33.1%, economic empowerment 7%, education 1.4%, and others for 5%. PIRAC, together with the National Amil Zakat Agency and Dompet Duafa, carried out a social mapping of community solidarity. In their research, more than half, or 53.5% of aid was given to the health sector. Further attention is directed to the logistics sector, economic empowerment, and education. These various actions of citizens are response to the government's slow, ineffective, and confusing policies that encourage people to act spontaneously on humanitarian grounds. So what should the government do to address this? Let's check it out in the next graphic. So what should government do? The first thing is acknowledge the existence of volunteers. And the second one is facilitating volunteers and provide data support and help monitor to prevent abuse or fraud. And yes, the government still needs to encourage this grassroots movement. This is done by acknowledging and facilitating the existence of volunteers and helping prevent abuse and fraud. And hopefully the government can balance the solidarity of the community with various policies that are firm but do not further suppress the socio-economic conditions of the community. And stay tuned, Market Headlines will be right back after this quick break.
Kini aplikasi mClears hadir di handphone Anda untuk memudahkan transaksi Anda. Informasi aktivitas clearing dan penjaminan tidak lagi hanya dapat diakses melalui komputer di kantor Anda, melainkan dapat diakses di mana saja dan kapan saja dalam genggaman Anda. Fitur-fitur mClears. Equity clearing dan settlement adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi kewajiban settlement anggota clearing hingga nilai alternate case settlement serta informasi gagal bayar. Risk management adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, kolateral, MKBD, portofolio harian, risk charge anggota clearing dan kombinasi, serta nilai minimum cash collateral. Derivatif adalah fitur di mana Anda dapat melihat posisi trading limit, margin call, dan informasi clearing derivatif. Terkait pinjam-meminjam efek, terdapat fitur mengenai borrowing information dan lendable pool information, serta lending revenue dan borrowing fee. Serta menu lain yang menampilkan informasi mengenai haircut, risk charge saham, dan nilai harga penyelesaian harian dan harga penyelesaian final. Selain itu, Anda juga dapat mengakses fitur pengumuman, peraturan, dan informasi layanan KPEI pada aplikasi mClears. Download aplikasi mClears di App Store atau Google Play Store. Lakukan registrasi user Anda dengan menggunakan alamat email berdomain resmi yang sesuai dengan anggota clearing Anda. Setelah registrasi, Anda akan diberikan kode OTP di email Anda untuk verifikasi. Dan aplikasi mClears Anda siap untuk digunakan. Anda dapat mengakses seluruh menu pada aplikasi mClears dengan melakukan aktivasi berlangganan premium yang dapat dilakukan dengan memilih menu Get Premium. Download aplikasinya sekarang, lakukan registrasi, dan dapatkan kemudahan dalam genggaman tangan Anda. Kemudahan informasi KPEI dalam genggaman Anda.
Ini masih mencatatkan pelemahan 2,76%, adapun dalam 3 bulan terakhir. Welcome back on Market Headline. At the Jakarta Composite Index Intraday Movement, earlier today, JCI was opened at the level of 6,139.95, and then approaching the closing time of the first session, the index was on the level of 6,135.67. And then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. The index was closed at the level of 6,070.04. In short, JCI went down 0.83%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading to the dynamics of today's trading. We got industry as the leader of strengthening trend that went up 0.93%, and technology went up 0.92%. And then we got non-cyclical as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 2.6%, and finance went down 1.29%. And from the sectoral movement, we're moving on to top gainers and top losers. Here are the key highlights from today's trading session. BBEB went up 24.44% to the level of 840 rupiah per share. FRAN went up 4.9% to the level of 150 rupiah per share. MLPL went up 8.82% to the level of 555 rupiah per share. And DMMX went up 1.95% to the level of 3,140 rupiah per share. And from the top gainers, we're moving on to the top losers. BBCA went down 1.16% to the level of 29,850 rupiah per share. Agro went down 6.02% to the level of 2,500 rupiah per share. And we can see the third stocks in the top losers is BBRI went down 1.59% to the level of 3,710 rupiah per share. And Arto went down 2.31% to the level of 17,950 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. So rupiah opened at the level of 14,496. Rupiah was also showing strengthening trend towards US dollar and was closed at the level of 14,443. In summary, rupiah went down 0.37%. Indosat recorded a solid financial performance in the first half of 2021 as the company managed to collect 5.59 trillion rupiah net profit.
Based on the company's financial statements, Indosat recorded profit attributable to the owners of the parent company of 5.59 trillion rupiah at the end of last June. Even in the first semester of 2020, Indosat still experienced a net loss of 341.1 billion rupiah. Indosat's success in making a profit came from sale and leaseback of towers that had occurred in the first semester. From this past, Indosat received around 6.17 trillion rupiah, whereas last year the company did not get it. In addition, the increase in profit was also supported by Indosat revenues, which grew by 11.4% year-on-year to 14.98 trillion rupiah compared to the same period of the previous year. IDX Channel reported.
Sido Muncul continues to consistently record two-digit net profit growth. In the first half of 2021, the company's net profit grew by 21% to 502 billion rupiah. Sido Muncul continues to consistently record two-digit net profit growth until the first half of 2021. The good financial performance was driven by sales performance, which grew by 13% to 1.65 trillion rupiah from the previous period, the same as the previous year of 1.5 trillion rupiah. The surge in COVID-19 cases led to an increase in demand for health products such as vitamins and immune-boosting supplements, thus providing a positive catalyst for the company's sales performance. In addition, Sido also continues to maintain efficiency in financing utilization so that the ratio of operating costs to consolidated sales is maintained at the level of 19% to 20%. The increase in net sales plus solid cost management pushed net profit after tax growth by 21% to 502 billion rupiah in the first half of this year, compared to last year's 413.79 billion rupiah. IDX Channel reports. Despite higher revenue achievement, Vale Indonesia recorded a decline in profit during first semester of 2021. In line with the increase in sales and shipments of nickel, Vale Indonesia managed to record an increase in performance in the first semester of 2021. The financial report as of June 2021 shows the company posted revenues of $414.94 million, an increase of 15.14% compared to the same period last year. According to the CEO and President Director of Vale Indonesia, Febriani Edi, the company shipped 15,845 metric tons of nickel matte and sold $208.4 million in the second quarter of 2021. Furthermore, Vale posted EBITDA of $72.3 million in the second quarter of 2021, or lower than the previous quarter. This weakening was due to higher costs and lower average realized price of nickel. Along with the decline in EBITDA, the profit in the second quarter of 2021 became $25.1 million, down from $33.7 million in the previous quarter. IDX Channel reports. And step aside from market condition as coronavirus pandemic takes big role on current economic situation. Here it is an update data about coronavirus globally. And the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business and capital market channel. And as the COVID-19 pandemic is still going on, keep protecting your family by following the health protocols, wearing face masks, keep your distance and stay away from crowds, and wash your hands through running water. And also continue to support the vaccination program to accelerate the creation of herd immunity. And I'm Fajar Wayong. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Untuk informasi lebih lanjut tentang